Kamaru Usman came out today and he was talking about Canelo. Now, I must admit to you guys in full disclosure, I don't know what the context of this was. A lot of the media that's being done as of late, as of the last 12 to 18 months, is what's called a scrum. A scrum is not the same as a press conference. These are insider terms, but a scrum, by example, would be one athlete sits down. He's got a little backdrop behind him. It's probably going to have a date and it's going to have the acronym UFC on it. And then all the media is going to come up and it's going to be just a melee. Say there's 10 media members. There's no order of who gets to go. You sit there as the athlete and you get questions and you just field all the questions. Then all the media, no matter who asks it, gets to steal the answers and responses and go write their pieces. But that's called a scrum. A press conference, what you guys are more used to, or what we all prefer, by example, would be where Dana comes out, stands in the middle, and guides, like an orchestrator, who's going to ask a question, who they're going to ask it of. Response comes, next question, next response from said athlete. It's very relevant what this context was because I don't share it for you. I don't know. I think this was a scrum and things can get taken out of context extremely easily. So I just want to disclose to you guys, I could be doing that. I am right, at least in my factual pieces, to tell you Kamaru Usman spoke today about Canelo Alvarez and that Kamaru Usman was showing an interest in fighting Canelo Alvarez. And Kamaru went even further to say this is not about the money, it is about the challenge. That kind of a rules fight, meaning boxing, would scare me. That would motivate me. That would get me out of bed in the morning. Okay, done. We're done. But if Kamaru mentioned this in passing, and just because he attached a wonderful name like Canelo, and all of a sudden we've all got some clickbaits, so we're running with it, that is very different than if Kamaru just happened to mention it and then he steered right back to Colby Covington. So the context is relevant, but I'm just wondering how and why athletes who are great within their field continue to try to go into somebody else's field. Why is Tom Brady never flexed about going and shooting pool or darts or bowling or tennis or fighting or basketball or baseball? Why does Tom always stay in his lane to the point that the conversation and the question has never even come up? But we can get MMA fighters constantly to want to go into a different sport. And it's not just unique to MMA, even though the sport, like if you guys ever meet an actor, that actor wants to be an athlete. He just can't. But if you ever meet an athlete, that athlete wants to be an actor. He just can't. It goes hand in hand, 100% across the board. Actors want to be athletes and athletes want to be actors. But now we're seeing fighters that want to go off and be pro wrestlers, or they want to be pro boxers, and they want to do anything else other than their sport. And I'm really just asking you why. At the same time that I saw this headline, I don't know where that goes. I don't have the foggiest idea. When you were the top of the bill at the Mecca known as Madison Square Garden, why you're bringing Canelo Alvarez, I don't know. I don't get it. But it's right in line with I'm seeing Kayla Harrison, who has told anybody that will listen that she will not return to the PFL if you have enough money. If I am the PFL, I do not sit down with Kayla Harrison ever again. She has made it crystal clear that she has no loyalty to us, and she has made it crystal clear that she is only here for the money, and she's going to use us as a platform to eventually get the money, to get the date that she wants. I can't be part of that. And I don't have a whole lot of things in life I could relate it to. I took a very sweet friend to the prom junior year. And all the guys get together and who's going to be in the car and you get your reservations and you get your course set, and it was a big deal. I didn't go out very much. I was generally at wrestling practice. It was a big deal. And I was very happy to go with my friend who agreed to go with me. But if she secretly wanted somebody else to ask her, that would have hurt my feelings. If she publicly made it known that she wanted somebody else to ask her, I wouldn't have asked her at all. I just wouldn't have. I'd want her to have what she wanted. And I would have found someone else to go with, or I would have stayed home. And why those comparisons may not be hand in hand, that's the only thing that I have to offer. If Kamaru Usman doesn't want to be here, he wants to be boxing, it gets a little bit weird. If Kamaru Usman's being smart and he's getting whatever bounce he can off of Canelo and bringing that to move some tickets and some eyeballs at the Garden, then I stand down on my comment. But make no mistake, if the PFL re-signs Kayla Harrison, I'm going to look at the PFL differently. I'm going to look at them as fools. She is telling you in no uncertain terms, I am going as long as I can get enough money. And if my value isn't there, I'm going to come back and continue to use you and hope that by this time, 12 months from now, my value is there so I can leave you. The PFL has one choice, which is to not make an offer. If they do make an offer, and make no mistake, they will be making an offer, believe me. Kayla will be pulling these strings and they will be bouncing. But once they bounce, we're not going to tune into the PFL to watch Kayla Harrison. We're going to tune in to laugh at what she got them to do. And it's a confusing situation for me. LeBron has never had to go off and want to be a rapper or want to be an actor. Brady has never had to do that. Joe Montana, the great Floyd Mayweather, none of the greats have to do that. The greats stand their ground, and they stay right where they are. Hulk Hogan could have made millions of dollars boxing Muhammad Ali or done some kind of a shoot or some kind of a goofiness. And Hulk Hogan was very open to the idea as long as Ali was coming over to his ring. You always demand that they come and do it your way if you are in any position of power. And if you want to wilt and concede and do it that way, then you're also giving up power. But the person that sells out Madison Square Garden or the person that's going to be fighting in the PFL for millions of dollars has to assume some position of something and not always welcomely hand it away.